Righto, 10:30, bit of overcast weather here. I'm back in the fast water. See if I can get a few trout. I haven't been up here for quite a while. Last time I was up it was pretty deadly underfoot, it was so slippery. And it doesn't feel much better today either. A little bit better I think, but yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping to get a water levels dropped. It's run at 62 centimetres. Could even be a bit lower than that now. I didn't check this morning, but I went and had injections in my back and that. So, yeah, so that's why I'm late fishing. But anyway, starting off with a brand new setup with a brand new ITX Akuma 1000 spinning reel, just filled up with Platypus Super 100, 4 pound, and a brand new 6'6" Akuma Cello 6'6" light, ultra light spin one. Right, starting off with the Mepps stonefly, March Brown, sorry, and today I've also attached a little drop fly on my anti-kink. And just to see, I've had a few trout have a go at the anti-kink at times, because that's the first thing that comes down past them when you're throwing upstream bringing your lure down. They've had a whack at that, so put a drop fly on and a lot of times you'll catch a trout on it, but the only problem when you do, the spinner on the bottom can often flick around and you can get in a big mess, I tell you. But I did catch a 1.5 kilo trout on that drop fly one day, so I do give it a go every now and then. Anyway, let's get into it. Very first cast, straight in that flat one opposite the riverbank. This trout's come and grabbed hold of the March Brown. He's a beautiful fish too, so I'm not going to mess around with him. I'm going to get him straight in the net. I've done too much messing around the camera often there and losing them. So that's a beautiful fish to start the session off with too. We're around close to 400 grams. Alright, you're good to go. There you go. Oh, it's one of the best starts I've had here for a while. Right, I've made my way up probably about 80 metres. And it's taken me just trying 20 minutes. So slippery here. And yeah, you can hardly see the bottom with the Polaroids on and that cloud cover. It's like looking into a mirror anyway. I've had 3 other hits but no hookups. The trout are definitely here, but I don't know. They weren't really aggressive hits. We'll keep on and see what happens. If I get tired and buggy and find it's too difficult up further there, I'm just going to head off and go downstream, find a spot down there somewhere it's a bit easier and I'm not knocking the body around. Now I'm 5 minutes on since I caught that last trout. I finally just hooked into one here. He took one jump from the river and tossed the bloody size 1 stonefly bug spinner straight back at me. Ah, frustrating times I tell you. I just caught one. Caught a lure straight down the stream here. He'll probably get off in a minute. He's only on these hooks. He's just hooked under the jaw there. So, yeah, he played Mary House. He was a bigger fish, but when I saw him he wasn't hooked in the jaw. That's why he felt twice as big as he was. Anyway, we'll put him in the net and get that hook out. Another nice one out of where he is. He's gone. Where is he? Here he comes. Lovely fish. He's hooked in that jaw, only just hooked. We'll get a net into him. And he's taken right off that shallow bank over there, about 4 inches water I suppose. And, yeah. So, March Brown's come good again. He's a beautiful fish. He's ready to go. So I'll just dump him out and continue on. Yeah, going to the bigger March Brown, looks like it might have done the trick. And I'm in the better part of the fast water now too. I don't think this may not get as heavily fished as where I was earlier. Only because it's so hard on the body and yeah, pretty easy to take a dip. Nothing worse than when you cast across the river as overhanging bush. There's a nice flat water and you cast in there to get your lure as close as you can. And there it is, hooked, and you hooked the bloody tree. It's gone through the branch and dropped down into it and she's snagged up, wrapped around the branch. So now I've got to make my way across Cross the river in that fast water, slip and slide and get untangle the bloody thing. I just crossed over down there, the other side of this big boulder. There you go. You got them in the shade, and I'm melting. And there it is. Bloody dogwood trees. They're like tea trees. You hit them, and they give them back. They don't let go of nothing. They'll just hang on to it, and you got to get it, go and get it out. When you got 4 pound, thin 4 pound line mono, you can't just yank the guts out of it. You need about 20 to 30 pound line to break out of these trees. There you go. I don't know how well hooked it is. This little tacker here. Actually, he's a legal sized fish, believe it or not. I came back the other river, there's a little bit of flat water there. It's probably about 3 to 4 inches deep. Oh, bugger, I just got to flick the lure in there. No sooner I turn the reel handle, and this little codger come and grabbed over it. So we'll get him off and send him on his way. So look at the shape of the hooks on this treble here. How I've turned them around and done everything with them. They're all pointing in, they're all well off centre. And certainly he gets to hold more trout. I'm convinced of that. There's a nice flat water along that opposite bank there. You get a bit of white water on the opposite side there where it's run down, and you got nice flattish water, so that could be holding trout. Just above it there where that big log is, there's another nice flat water there. Come out several metres from it behind a boulder in the middle, there's another nice flat water. Dead centre, another boulder of flat water. And then even along this left side of the river, even though it's only 4 or 5 inches deep, maybe 6 inches in some places, and it's covered in shade. And that will hold trout. So I'm just hoping there might be a few more. But I've got two off that side already today, off this side, in that shallow water. That's what we've got to look for. Now that sun getting overhead, flat water hard up against the river bank, flat water's behind rocks. There's oxygen, and yeah, and shaded areas. There's another little fella on here, not that big. It's just taking that flat pocket of water in the middle of the river there. Only little one's only just lit. That flat water down along that wall, that side of the river, I hooked 2 and lost both fish in there, so this makes up for a little bit. So we'll get him off and send him on his way. Oh, it's got a nice brown here. Oh, don't jump in, don't touch it. It's a good size too. And just got him off that. Ooh. Got to get him the net because I know I'm going to lose him. He's only just hooking that jaw. Yeah, just got him off that flat shallow bank over there under that overhanging tree. And yeah, so we'll get him in the net and let it go. I'm glad I put it in the net when I did, because the lure popped straight out after jumping around the net. So I sent him on his way. Continue on up the river, fishing these flat waters on each side of the river. That's half a dozen now, so I'm pretty happy with that. I've caught 5 in the last hour. There you go. So I'm pretty happy now. It's picked up to what it was, because it was a struggle after catching that first fish so fast, and now 5 minutes later nothing. We'll get another. It's gone 25 to 12, 25 to 1, so I'll give it another. I'll go up to the big dead trees, I think, and see what happens. After losing a little one a minute ago, is another little tacker's just taking this run. He's pretty well hooked too. That was just straight up the river here. And yeah, he's just grabbed hold of it and bingo, so we'll get him off. There's another little fella, got taken off that opposite river bank. A little fat little bugger. It's number 8. I lost 2 in between since number 7th one, another little one. I lost 2 other little tackers that jumped out of the water and tossed the lure. One jumped and that idea lobbed himself on the bloody river bank. Yeah, I'll get this fella right back of the cast. 1:45, so yeah, I've had about 3 hours, roughly 3 hours in the river. Yeah, 8 trout caught from, what I have, and I hooked and lost 5 others, yeah, so it's 13 hookups and quite a few hit and misses, but yeah, only those there was 3 decent fish and the rest were just small, medium, little fish, smaller, medium fish, yeah, so it was the March Brown that did the job in the end, which I was happy with. I got the fish on the first cast, and like I said, nothing for an hour and 5 minutes, and then bang, 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 got into a few, and then as it went on, I started losing more, and I was catching again. I got a couple, and then lose 2, and got 1, and lost another 2 after that. So I'd had enough. I was going to go elsewhere, but that sun's breaking through more now, and and it's so humid now, it's so steamy. So calling it a day. So yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out, and the brand new Kuma gear, the rod and reel, the ITX reel, and rod there, beautiful, no problems at all. So till next time guys, tight lines.